She was born the eldest child of the Thai king, the world's richest monarch. But Princess Bajrakitiyabha, also known as Princess Ongpa, wasn't simply a member of the royal family. She boasted several academic degrees. She served as an ambassador to Austria, as well as in the Attorney General's office, the Royal Security Command, and as a goodwill ambassador to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. And she campaigned for the rights of female prisoners. And while her family experienced its fair share of scandal with multiple marriages, divorces, exiled children, and public family disputes, Princess Ongpa was seen as a possible and well-suited heir to the throne. But after nearly 4 years in a coma, aged just 47 years old, the Thai princess is dead.
Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narindira Debyavati has died.
And her death has left many Thai people in mourning.
The princess was beloved by her people. She was both beloved and a benefactor to the general public. So her passing is deeply saddening and shocking. Actually, her passing is considered one of the greatest losses once again. After we lost the Queen Mother and lost so much already, now we have lost the princess as well.
Since I listened to the royal news that reported Her Majesty's condition improved, then worsened, just like that. It seemed like her condition wasn't getting any better. But I feel sad because she did so much good for the Thai people. It happened too soon. I feel so sad because she followed our king, performing so many royal duties for the country, for the Thai people.
My friends at the tuk-tuk stand told me the news that the princess had passed away. So I didn't know what to say. I'm deeply saddened because I always followed the news of Her Majesty all the time. I was worried about her, and I never thought she would pass away during this time.
Now, Princess Ongpa's death leaves a complicated family situation, with several of her siblings estranged from their father, and with unconfirmed speculation that her youngest brother, Prince Dipankorn, may have learning difficulties. The future of the Thai monarchy is now uncertain. Recent youth-led protests and calls for reform of the monarchy have made things even more precarious. And yet, the institution is fiercely protected by some of the strictest defamation laws in the world. So now, after Princess Bajrakitiyabha's death, will it even be possible for Thai society to have an open conversation about succession and the future of its royal family? We are going to speak to Pravit Rajanapruk. He's a journalist and senior staff writer at Khalsod English Online News in Bangkok. Welcome to you. We just heard there from some people in Bangkok about how they're feeling, some real sadness. Can you tell us about what mood that you are sensing in Thailand today? Just, what are people feeling about the death of the princess?
Well, it is generally a sad day for Thailand, as some of those who have been interviewed have said. The princess is much loved, or was much loved by many Thais, but you have also pointed it out that there is the draconian royal defamation law, which bar people from critically talking about the monarchy's institution. Thus, we are not going to get a critical assessment of the princess by the Thai press or in public in Thailand due to the very fact that the law is very strict. And as we speak, there are a number of people are serving long sentences in Thai prison for having been convicted of defaming the monarchy. Although if you ask organizations like Amnesty International, they may say that these people are in fact prisoners of conscience. So it's a sad day, and yet there are things that have not been settled and will likely not be settled in the foreseeable future.
Obviously, the princess's death, as you say, throws up a lot of questions and uncertainty. She had been in a coma for almost 4 years, though. So given that long period of uncertainty, are people, really shocked about the news of her death?
Well, for those who are royalists, those who have goodwill and feelings towards the monarchy, it's still, they still had hope until the last moment that she may be revived. But, given that she has been hospitalized and in a coma for over 3 years now, the chance is almost nil, and the day has come last night.
What kind of person was the princess? Can you tell us a little bit about her, her personality, her interests, and what she represented for ordinary Thai people?
Well, she's believed to be probably the most likely candidate to succeed the throne after her father. And she's generally quite popular, even amongst those who may not be a royalist. I think she's regarded as an acceptable candidate. If there's one thing, besides all the philanthropic role, string as a diplomat, and her works at the office of the Attorney General, if there's one lasting thing that she had been instrumental in achieving, is the improvement of the female prisoners. The UN have introduced what they call the Bangkok Protocol or Bangkok Rules. And I think she played a pivotal role in introducing better measures and rules that would ensure certain minimum level of decencies for prisoners, and not just in Thailand, but in other countries.
So she was not only a princess, a member of a monarchy that I believe is almost 800 years old, but she actually helped to make people's lives better. Can you help our international audience understand, because sometimes it's difficult to sort of grasp the emotional significance of the monarchy in Thailand. How would you explain the relationship that many Thais have with the royal family?
Well, we have no consensus at the moment, unfortunately, unlike the United Kingdom, where you can openly debate whether you're pro-monarchy or anti-monarchy. Those who are anti-monarchy and who have expressed strong views are mostly either in prison or have fled in Europe, mostly in France, actually. For those, let's start with those who are royalists, those who support the monarchy institutions. The institution is almost like a religion by default, because in Buddhism, majority of the Thais are Buddhists, and in Buddhism, actually, you have no God. The Buddha is not God. And some might even argue Buddhism is more like a philosophy. So the royalist tends to really think of the monarchy institution as the most indispensable institution of Thai society. And yet you have mentioned at the very beginning that there are young Thais who have came out onto the streets of Bangkok and protest and demand a reform of the monarchy. They want to see the Thai monarchy evolve to the point which is closer aligned with what we see in Northern Europe, in the Scandinavian countries, or in the United Kingdoms. But their movement had somewhat fizzled out and failed for the meantime. And those who have led the movement, some of them are either in prison as we speak, or have fled to the West, mostly in Europe, but some in Canada, the United States, or even Australia.
So this is obviously an important time now, seeing what happens next in terms of how the Thai monarchy develops. In practical terms, though, now, after the princess's death, what are we going to see happening? What ceremonies or official mourning events can we expect?
Well, the Thai Prime Minister, have just announced earlier today that there will be 15 days of mourning, and that means the public will at least try to observe the mourning by wearing dark color clothes, if not black. But the prime minister have ensured that concerts or other gatherings and celebrations can go on in a discreet way or in a way that acknowledged the passing of the princess. So many Thais will, I think, continue to go out and watch the World Cups, which is just starting. Concerts will continue, but probably the bigger concerts will make probably do a minute of silence and in remembrance of the passing princess.
Pravit Rajana-Brooke, a journalist in Bangkok. Thank you so much for your insights. Great to speak to you.
Thank you, Anja. Bye. Dankeschön.
So now we have a sense of how people are feeling in Bangkok and across Thailand following Princess Ongpar's death. I'm interested to find out more about the princess's life, how she influenced the Thai monarchy, and what the future could hold for Thailand's not uncomplicated Thai royal family. So let's get an expert's view. Pavin Chachavan-Pongpan is a professor at the Center for Southeast Asian Studies at Kyoto University in Japan and joins us now to talk about the Thai princess. Welcome to you. Now, many people describe Princess Bajrakitiyabha as one of the most capable, accomplished royals of her generation. She had a doctorate, she served as a diplomat, she worked in the legal system. Given that she was born into such a wealthy family and could have had an easy life of luxury, what do you think drove her to be such a successful person in her own right?
Well, I think there's a lot of, from day one, a lot of pressure on her being the only child, as Thai people would think that this is a real royal blood, princess. So I think there's a lot of responsibility, let me put that way, being put on her shoulder, and to have to be able to fulfill a certain commitment and responsibility. So I think that would be the main drive. And I think she also grew up during which time the monarchy has, reached sort of its powerful position. And at the same time, she also went through the beginning of the decline of the monarchy as well. I think when you put all this together, it's sort of becoming a main driving force for her to have to perform well, because so many people, not just within the royal family, but also the Thai public, would want to see her, driving the monarchy into the new century.
So when you talk about the decline of the monarchy, I mean, what role would you say she played in modernizing or even humanizing the Thai monarchy?
In many ways, I think she followed in the footsteps of her I have to say grandfather. So basically the previous king, in terms of projecting herself to be modern day princess. When I said that, modern day princess, it means you have to, as I said, fulfill royal responsibility. But not only on that, she wanted also to perform in different position within the Thai state. For example, she also the attorney, right? She also once serving as ambassador in Austria. I mean, you yourself said she has a PhD. So I think she also went on to play different role so as to to appeal to different type of Thai people. And also I have to mention that her success was not only recognized within the Thai public, even United Nations also recognized her success by appointing her to be an ambassador, in terms of for her to carry, the flag in terms of defending women's rights and also to stop domestic violence. So there's a lot of responsibility for her so that she could project herself as some kind of a modern royalty.
And no doubt, because of her success, many people believed she could one day have become a queen. How realistic, though, would that possibility have been were she still alive?
Yeah, it's very debatable. We have to understand also that the Thai monarchy is quite similar to the Japanese monarchy when gender plays such a big role. Under under exceptional circumstance that female royalty would be allowed, to become sovereign. I think in this particular case, it's still very much debatable because we also have other male, uh, uh, what to say, male successor, possible male successor as well. But when you look at the candidate right now, it's undoubted. It is undoubted that Ongpa has become a main candidate because of her success, because as I said, her true royal blood, princess. Uh, because of that, I think a lot of people within the palace circle would be willing to bypass the gender issue. So for quite some time, that Ongpa has been perceived to be someone tipped to become the next sovereign. But then the unfortunate, situation just basically took place that leave us now with a very dark, future of the Thai monarchy, which way we would go now when we lost a credible candidate.
I mean, the contrast between her and starting with her father is really striking, isn't it? I mean, she was, as we've been saying, so accomplished, pretty much scandal-free, whereas her father, the king, has often attracted controversy, both in Thailand and internationally. I mean, did that stark contrast, do you think, enhance her popularity even more?
Yes, to an extent, it is. It is, yes. You started to see these contrasting characteristic between father and daughter, and I think the princess herself, I like to think that she tried to avoid controversies, derived from her own father, and also she tried to keep low profile when it comes to her personal life. But again, I mean, even had she been alive today, I don't think the path would also be easy for her, despite her, successes, because I think the view of the Thai public vis-a-vis the monarchy has changed so much, right? I mean, we cannot even foresee her, even if she would be, continue to be successful, but nowhere near like the previous king. That's one thing. The other thing is that I think that the new generation do not buy into sort of royal propaganda in 2026. No matter how great you are, how much you think you can work on propaganda, it's gonna be very difficult for the young generation, but definitely would be very difficult for the father, for the obvious reason.
Just give us a sense of, some of the dramas that the royal family has experienced, because we're talking about multiple marriages, aren't we? Divorces, exiled children, public family disputes. Just tell us a little bit about all of that and how that's shaped perceptions of the monarchy, especially, as you say, people are becoming more sceptical and more questioning about the monarchy.
Well, if you start with her, Ongpa, I think she was surrounded by all these controversy, right? I mean, from day one, her husband, basically the current king, basically had an affair with another woman. So and both women sort of gave birth almost at the same time. So she basically grew up knowing already that her father and her mother would soon to be separated, and then the father, the current king, moved on with another woman, and then she, I think, was forced to try to be nice, if you want me to put it bluntly, with the children, of her own father, but with another woman. And it's not just one woman. We are talking about multiple women. When you put the three children, I'm talking about legitimate children today, including Ongpa, together, three of them, you would see three mother. I have not even talked about the estranged, son of the king, whose children, four of them male, have been residing in United States. That also would play into a kind of complication. But yeah, this type of controversy has continued to erode, the image of the monarchy carefully built, by the previous king. So as I said, I have to repeat again, no matter how successful the princess had become, but she has a lot of obstacle, to cross. I mean, I don't know whether it's good news or bad news that she has gone, that she doesn't have to go through what's going to happen to her and to the monarchy in the future.
And just a quick question about what the princess's death means for her 21-year-old half-brother, Prince Dipankorn. Now, he is, I believe, the son of the king's third wife. He's the fifth son and seventh child of the king and the presumptive heir to the throne of Thailand. But it's not clear, is it, that he is going to be capable of becoming the next monarch?
You've done such a great homework, in terms of, putting things together. So I'm an expert in Thai monarchy. Sometimes I get confused, who come first and who come later. So yes, definitely, Prince Dipankorn. Now, if you look strictly at the law of succession in Thailand, so Prince Dipankorn supposed to become presumed heir apparent, right? But I think there are other factors that convince Thai people that might not be the case. I do not want to to say something without evidence, but there has been rumor about the development, of the Prince Dipankorn that with this
learning
kind of
difficulties,
problem,
hasn't there?
learning difficulties, yes, I have to be very careful in using the term, but that could impede him, from the top position. So that's why when Ongpa was still alive, she would become the only hope. But now we have to talk about that seriously, because we had Ongpa with us. So today, if Thailand want to move forward, whether we would be okay with Prince Dipankorn knowing the issue of his own health issue. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. But then it could be this choice, because we also have to think about the political dynamic within the palace as well. Whether they would go with the prince, somehow it would be easy to control, right? Or they would welcome back the four sons from overseas. But that could be also complicated, because whether they could control the four boys, now become four men, right? But then they could bring a kind of progressive aspect, of the monarchy. I think they have a big decision to make.
Just to clarify for our viewers, so these are the four children of the king who have basically been banished, for want of a better word, to the US, and who do not live in Thailand. But those are the other children that you're talking about. What we also, of course, need to talk about is that Thailand has seen unprecedented youth-led protests and calls for reform of the monarchy in recent years. So as we've been saying, the princess, I think, was sort of seen as a bridge between the traditional institution of the monarchy and the younger, more sceptical generations of Thais. But how do you see things moving forward now? What will the discussion be in terms of whether the monarchy can modernize and move forward?
Well, I think what happened in Thailand 5 years ago. I mean, I became a big part of the movement as well. That sort of signal that Thailand must change. But then what happened after that? The monarchy sort of came back even stronger this time. So with the departure of the princess, just when we hope that had she still been alive, I mean, she might want to flirt with the idea of reform, right? But again, nobody knows, right? She has gone. But even if she wanted to flirt with the idea of reform, I'm not sure whether the establishment want to go that route. And I can say this because it's evident that the current king still is not interested in going down that road. So with or without the princess, I don't think it would change much. And if anything, a lot of people calling me today about the death of the princess. Why it has to be today? She had fallen into coma for a number of years. They could have held it for much longer. I said, I really don't know. But if I have to come up with a reason, maybe at this point in time, the monarchy feel even more confident that even the death of the princess, the only one that could be the hope of the monarchy, they could still manage the situation because the monarchy is in the situation of confidence.
Okay, so you would suggest then, based on what you're saying, that the princess's death isn't about to bring a change to the way that the Thai society talks about the monarchy. We haven't mentioned the very strict defamation laws, of course, that exist in Thailand that, don't allow any criticism of the monarchy. You think that for the time being, things are going to stay as they are?
Yes, I think so. Even though we've been talking about how modern, the princess had become over the year, but you also have to look at, there are different kind of modernity we're talking about. The princess might want to project a kind of, intelligent, educated, wanting to improve the livelihood of Thai, but also the princess would not and never, even discuss the issue of lèse majesté law and or talk about a heavy, discussion like, political prisoner. So again, I do not want to romanticize the whole situation and the whole the death of the princess. She was here. She was doing something for the Thai people. But there's a lot of things that she would not be doing. If that thing would be related to reduction of the power of the monarchy, if you know what I mean, right? So when we look at her as a modern princess, we only look from certain lens. Not everything about her would also mean reform of the monarchy.
Pavin Chachavan Pongpum from Kyoto University in Japan. It's been really great speaking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So what do you think about the princess and her legacy? Do you think she was a bridge between the old and the new? And do you think her death might prompt a conversation about the role and conduct of the Thai monarchy? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'm Anja Kueppers-McKinnon. Thanks for being with us.